evening breeze, suddenly appeared an elderly monk, sannyasi, and he asked Ramakrishna, "You look like a great sadhaka or a spiritual person. Why don't you practice Advaita? I'll teach you Advaita. I'll teach you the Advaita philosophy and give you sannyas." This monk is called Totabri. Ramakrishna says, "Oh, I don't know whether I should learn or not. I'll go and ask my mother and come back and tell you." This sannyasi thought, this sannyasi thought that maybe the mother is living with him. He said, "All right, go and ask her and come back. Go and ask your mother and come back and tell me." Ramakrishna ran into the Kali temple, and after a few minutes he comes back and he says, "I asked my mother, she told I should go and learn from you." This sannyasi was shocked. He asked, "Where your mother is staying? When did you go and take permission? I saw only you were entering into the temple. How did you take permission from your mother? She stays there or what?" Ramakrishna says, "Yes, my mother stays there. The Kali is my mother. She is there. I went and took permission from her. She said that I can learn from you. I have come back." Totabri was not able to understand. He says, "What nonsense you are talking?" Ramakrishna says, "No, she only told me. Come, I will show you." Till the end, Totabri was not able to understand, because it is too much for him to understand that you can talk to a statue. Totabri just smiled and thought maybe it is a hallucination. Maybe it's a hallucination. Ramakrishna is hallucinating. And you don't know the power of his hallucination. Even if you think it's a hallucination. Let me narrate one more incident. The power of his hallucination. If you think it is a hallucination, Vivekananda asks him, "Master, have you seen God?" Ramakrishna says, "Yes, I have seen. I have seen him more deeply, more clearly than I see you." One more incident. When Ramakrishna was doing puja, regular worship of the Kali, some disciple brought the conch bangle. See, bangles made out of conch. They cut the conch in the crass way and they make bangles in Calcutta. In Bengal they make bangles out of conch. A disciple brings 4 bangles to offer it to the Mother Kali. And actually, if you see the statue of the Mother Kali, one hand will be with a sword and another one hand will be with a severed head. The head, the other hand will be Abhaya and Varada. In all the 3 hands, you can put the bangle directly. He put the bangle. But in this one hand, in which he is having that severed head, and the cut head, and the Rakshasa's head, in that hand you can't insert that bangle. Because there is a stone statue. She is having a head. Suddenly, next day, the devotee came and he saw that bangle is there in the hands of Kali. She is having the bangle. The devotee had the shock and he asked the Ramakrishna, "How did you put that bangle inside? Did you break it and paste it? Did you break the bangle and pasted it?" He said, "No. How can I break mother's bangle? It's made out of conch and you can't open it. You have to only insert it." In the left upper hand, he removed the sword and inserted the bangle. The right upper hand and the right hand directly can insert the bangle. This hand, it is a statue, a stone statue which is having a big head. The head can't be removed. It's not removable. It's a permanent statue. It's a stone statue. But suddenly he sees the bangle is there inside. Devotee had a shock. Devotee is asking, "How can this be? How did you put that bangle?" Ramakrishna says, "Why? I just told the mother to drop the head. She dropped the head. I inserted the bangle. Again I told her to hold the head and she started holding." disciple had the shock. How can this happen? And he went and tested whether he broke the statue. No. Single stone. It is there, but the bangle is there. If you have the chance to go to Calcutta, never miss. Go to the temple. Still the bangle is there. Still the conch bangle is there, which is put by Ramakrishna. Still the bangle is there. You can never imagine that bangle can go in such a big statue. And if you see that statue only, then you will understand. It can never be inserted. Simply he says, I told the mother to drop the head. She dropped the hand and opened the hand. I inserted the bangle. Again I gave the head and she started holding. That's all. See the power of trust and faith. And I tell you, I am not telling the story. If at all you get the chance, go to the temple and see. Only when you see, you can understand. Neither the statue is broken, nor the bangle is broken, and it's a conch bangle. You can never imagine the power of the devotion. When you have the deepest trust and the power, when you have the deepest devotion, even the statue becomes a god. Even the stone comes back to life. Even the stone comes to life. When the relationship and the trust doesn't happen, even if God comes down, you will ask for ID card. You will ask for ID card. When the trust happens, when the relationship happens, even the stone can become God. And I tell you one thing. When really the relationship happens, the other person really looks like a God. He will look like a God and he will be God. It is not even looking like a God. He will be God. Vivekananda gives a discourse in one place. When he speaks, he says, Ramakrishna is God. Somebody asks him, how can you say he is a God? You can say he is an enlightened person. Guru, how can you say he is a God? Vivekananda says, he is much more than what you know as God. Whatever you know in the name of God is much more than that. Naturally we can't accept. It's very difficult. And they start fighting. How can he be God? How can this, that? And this Vivekananda starts asking, what do you know by the name word God? The disciple says, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. What do you know by the word omniscient? What do you know by the word omnipresent? Omnipresent. He is present everywhere. What do you know by the word he is present everywhere? Means he is inside this pillar. He says, yes, he is inside the pillar. Then he is inside the pillar material, or he is the pillar material? No, he is the inside the pillar material. Then what about the pillar material? He is not the pillar material. When he started questioning, the guy who said omnipresent, he just started, no, I don't understand. I know only few words. Then Vivekananda says, you know only few words about God. Whatever you know about God is only idea. It is just few words. It is not God. Please be very clear. Whatever you know about God is just idea of God. It is not God itself. Vivekananda says beautifully, Ramakrishna is something far more superior, higher than all your concept of God. Enlightened masters are something far more higher and superior than your idea of God. Vivekananda says, you only have idea, yes, experience. That is what really that is what really the difference. You have only word or idea, yes, experience. When the real relationship happens, you really experience the master as a God. Master as a God. People come and ask me, Swamiji, are you God? I tell them that depends on you. They ask me, what is this? How can you say that? But true, when you really open up and fall in tune, whatever you know as God, whatever you think God can do, everything will be happening in your life through my form. Everything, if you think that God will appear in you, in front of you and answer your questions, you will see that I am appearing and answering. If you think that God will appear in your dreams and heal you, you will see that I will be appearing and healing. When you fall in tune and open up, whatever you think God will do to you, everything will be happening through me to you. When you are closed, even if I am God, I can't help you. Somebody goes to Buddha and asks, Buddha, you know enlightenment is the highest thing. Why don't you give it to everyone? Buddha says, please go around and take a survey. How many wants? Evening that guy comes back and says, nobody wants. Buddha. Buddha says, beautiful word. God gives you the freedom to be in bondage. Even enlightenment is not forced on you. It is given only when you ask for it. Even though it is the ultimate thing, great thing, it is never forced on you. If it is forced, again it becomes a bondage. God gives you the freedom to be in bondage. You have a full freedom to be in bondage. You have full freedom to be in bondage. So He never forces. I tell you, when the real relationship happens, a simple Zen stick or a small stick is enough to make you enlightened. And there are so many incidents or stories. Master making disciples enlightened just with a small stick. Disciple is sitting, listening. Suddenly Master takes a stick for no reason and kicks the disciple and he becomes enlightened. He'll be shocked. And the story says, some stories in the Zen Buddhism, it says, the moment Master picks up the stick, the disciple gets enlightened. Even in the sight of the Zen stick being lifted, disciple gets enlightened. And Master has to drop that stick.